All right, it is a big day and Snow dressed for the occasion.
It's an expensive day too.
But last night, the van left the port. Today, Snow ran up to the dentist to get a quick root canal.
$1,000.
And now we just booked our airline tickets.
For us and the cats from Buenos Aires to Paris, France.
We're going to Europa.
For those that are curious, $3,120 we're about to put on this credit card. This shipping thing is expensive, but we are getting more and more excited for Europe.
Yeah, this ship is way super expensive with the van and all the other things we have to do, but it's part of the process, and Snow is booking it in right now.
It is an exciting day here at our Airbnb. We have visitors. If you've been around for a while, you met them way back in Cuenca, but I had a really bad toothache. But we've been keeping in touch with these lovely ladies for a year and a half or 2 years. We can't remember exactly when.
Ever since, I would say. It feels like we've known each other all our lives.
I know, right? And they have come for a visit. Don't worry, we're gonna get settled into the Airbnb. You guys will meet them a little bit better in a few minutes. On this full-time travel journey, we get to meet some of the most amazing people, and these two ladies are at the top of that list. We met them about a year and a half ago back in Cuenca, Ecuador. And you know how sometimes when you meet someone and it just clicks? Well, that is what happened here. We're definitely like-minded people on the same type of path, so we have stayed in touch ever since. But this is the first time we've been able to catch back up and see them again in person. And we ended up spending 2 long days just hanging out at the coffee shops and here in our Airbnb, sharing stories, memories, and talking about future travel plans. Honestly, guys, it feels like we've known these two ladies for 20 years. Kirsten and Helen met while on a travel tour back in the 1990s. They were traveling through Pakistan, China, and Bali before Kirsten had to return home to Germany. Helen kept traveling and headed to Australia, but a horseback riding accident sent her home in a wheelchair. Instead of returning home to the UK where she's from, she went to Germany and met back up with Kirsten, and these two have been traveling the world together ever since. They have been to all 7 continents and 55 countries together. In 2003, they bought their first camper van and spent several years slow traveling. In 2015, they bought a second camper van. So now they have 1 van in North America and 1 van in South America, and they bounce back between the two, enjoying slow traveling as they just pass away the years. The long-term travel plan for these ladies is to eventually sell these 2 vans and buy their final van over in Europe. We're taking Helen and Kirsten down to Chinatown, and it is a Sunday, so it's crowded. And we passed a little street. I'm gonna call him Jumper. That was a crazy backflip.
All right, it is time to take the cats to their final vet appointment. Snow is gathering up all the paperwork. And we've got G. Well, he's in Vanna's little carrier right there. It's easier to carry to the vet. And then Snow will carry Vanna in the backpack. But need to get used to lugging these carriers around because it's going to be a big move. Get all this stuff on the airplane and out of the airplane.
Guys, when it is time to get all of our giant suitcases, us, these 2 kitties, down to the street and in a van and to the airport and unloaded, I don't know how we're gonna do it. We're gonna be playing circus music in the background. Our cat carriers are packed away in the van. So we're doing the best we can. Vanna's enjoying her walk, I think.
Are they well?
Yes, let me get
Are they
She's nervous.
cute?
She's very nervous.
I imagine. So
She's sweet.
good girl. Well,
3.3.
3.3.
And
yes.
Vanna is done with her health checkup. She got her flea and tick and worm treatments. Now we're getting all the paperwork from the nice vet. And tomorrow I head to the government office, which is called the SENASA, here in Argentina, to start to get the export papers, where these guys will be able to get on an airplane. Next up, G Money's turn.
Fat boy's on the scale. 6 kilograms, my fat boy.
Double, man.
She's growling a little bit.
Color orange.
Is your growling buddy, but you don't have to get a shot today. Here, let's see if you guys can hear.
Look at his face.
Is he good? I can put him in his box.
He'll probably just go right back in there easy peasy now.
Oh no, he doesn't want to go in. There you go. Watch your tail. So we were here a few weeks ago, got them all their vaccines that are required. These guys have never had a lapse in their rabies vaccine. We've kept it the whole time. That makes the whole process of flying with our kitty cats to Europe a little easier, so that's important. So you need to know that's already been done, and we brought the certifications for that here, and she's actually the one that did that. So we've done that. You have to check their microchip readers and have that certified and signed off by a vet. She does a health check on them. She fills out all the paperwork. They get their flea, tick, and worm treatment on the back of their back. She does a separate paper certifying she did that. And then we will take all of these fancy papers that she's filling out right now behind us to the government office tomorrow, where they will review everything, and then they will issue me yet another paper that will be the imported paper that will let the airline, let the kitty cats get on and leave the country. So there's a lot of paperwork to be done, but the guys here at this vet have been amazing. Not only were they very familiar with the different airlines and the different rules for different countries that we're trying to go to, they also had the pet carriers that are certified and okay to be used on the airline, and they've just been super, super kind. So thumbs up for this place. The kitties are safe and sound, back from the vet. The first thing I did is sit down and pull up the government website and start getting these guys ready to get exported. I had to enter a lot of their information into the SENASA website, make appointments for tomorrow, where we will go and give them copies of all of this paperwork that the vet just gave us. Then apparently we have to wait 3 days before we can go back and pick up the export paperwork, but we're in good shape because we don't actually fly out for 8.5 more days. So we've got plenty of time to finish this up. So today we are taking you to have a famous Argentina food dish for lunch. Now, there's a little bit of a history about this that's weird. This thing is called a milanesa, and it is famous in Argentina, and it is good. But you have to back up all the way several hundred years ago to Austria, when this thing used to be called a Wiener Schnitzel. Now, what happened is Northern Italy kept invading Austria, and they took this dish back with them to Milan. They kind of thought Wiener Schnitzel was a funny sounding name. So they renamed this Austrian dish a Milanese after their city of Milan. Now, during the big waves of Italian immigrants that came from Europe to Argentina, they brought that dish with them. Somewhere along the way, it has turned into a traditional Argentina dish, and we are lucky enough to be staying 100 feet from one of the most famous Milanese restaurants in Buenos Aires. Let's go have some lunch. Oh, no mozzarella, so no stringy cheese on
No
this.
stringy cheese. This is cheddar barbecue.
Gracias.
Perfect. Thank you. So we ended up getting the barbecue sauce, cheddar, bacon, and I get the egg. Snow doesn't like that. I love it. So
When we tried these the other day and did not have the camera with us, we got one that was mozzarella, sausage, and peppers. And it kind of was like having a pizza, but the pizza crust is meat. It's so, so good. I'm about to dive into this one though. Now, I love barbecue sauce, so I'm excited for this one.
it's hot.
It's so good though.
And the cheddar cheese is really good, and it's cheesy.
Really good.
All right, we're gonna eat.
Gonna finish up. We are done with lunch. It was delicious. It is a rainy day here in Buenos Aires, and I have lots of errands to run. Luckily, they're all right here around the neighborhood. First up, I'm heading to the copy shop to copy all the pet paperwork I'll need when I go to the agriculture office tomorrow. Then I have to go right next door to a little place where you can pay government bills. It's called a Pago Facil. So headed in there, paid the fee for the pet export paperwork, and now this old lady thinks she needs glasses. So it's time to go in this store right here behind me where there's an eye doctor, see what we're going on with my eyes, see if I need to get some new glasses so I can see. Busy day, guys. So the eye doctor, Dr. Alvarez, was incredibly kind, spoke really good English for me, which we always appreciate. I've got no problems with my eyes. Everything tested out good, nothing looked bad, no kind of disease or anything going on in there. I do have where I just need to wear readers to read, and which I've known for a while, and I have several pairs scattered around the van. But as far as being able to see in the distance, which was starting to get blurry for me, he said that it's such a minor amount that he could write me a prescription for glasses, but that it would make such a minute difference that it probably is something I wouldn't even wear the glasses. He suggested checking back in with another optometrist in about a year and a half, and of course if the eyesight starts to decline rapidly. But he said maybe in a year and a half or so, glasses may help a little with my long distance vision, but that now he would just stick with readers. So that's what we will do. He did say that I have the very, very, very slight beginnings of cataracts, and that may be what's helping to cause it to be a little bit harder to see at night, and that anything drastic that would have to be done with that would be 5, 6, 7 years down the road. So looks like we just stay on hold with the eye status and wear readers to read things up close. So that's really good news. We're gonna head back to the apartment. That also means I don't have to go to the eyeglass store, which saves hundreds of dollars, which is super exciting. Whew. Let's head back to the apartment. Guys, it's getting really close to time to go to Europe. I mean, it's basically a week away. So everything's about to change.
It's a bit of an ugly day. We have arrived at the airport, and this is a different airport. There's two airports here in Buenos Aires. This is a smaller regional airport. This was where the vet said the best place to visit the Sinasa is. So now we just got to go find it.
So everything has gone really smooth here. We had an appointment, we came in, the lady was really kind, went through my papers. I got lucky, had everything we needed, even made copies, which she needed. And it looks like we come back on Monday morning around 10:30. It should be able to pick up our papers, which is in plenty of time because our flight is on Wednesday. So this process, very organized, very smooth. Most of the time here in Argentina, it's a little more complicated because they're not online. But here in Buenos Aires, it looks like everything is online and super easy, and they're super helpful.
The hardest part was the cab ride here.
True, yes it was. And if you need to know, this office is at the airport right here on the river in Buenos Aires. You just walk in, it's right next to the bank. You ask anybody, it's very easy to find. So there you go. All right, so they checked through all the paperwork. We got signed off. We come back on Monday to pick up the papers, but we did get a big shocker surprise. When we come back here on Monday, we have to bring the cats with us to pick up their export papers. They will physically scan their microchips and compare it to the number. That is something we did not expect. That is going to add another level of chaos for our poor little kitties because there's a lot of noise and it's a long ride here. But it's what we got to do. And as soon as we pick up those papers, the very next thing we'll be getting on a 13-hour flight to Europe. So guys, things are really falling into place, and the next video is huge because we will be leaving Latin America. With that, we're going to wind this video down right here at the Sinasa in Buenos Aires. We'll see you guys in a few days getting on a plane. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!